Hello, everybody. Welcome to TOI Digital, your daily guide to all that's happening in Asia Cup 2025. As always, I've got a power pack panel here on Beyond the Boundary. We've got Avijit Da joining us from NCR, and we've got Dwaipen Datta, who joins us from Chennai. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today. Starting with you, Avijit Da, a lot riding on today's clash, which starts in 90 minutes' time at the Dubai International Stadium. The second time these two sides are meeting. They met last Sunday. They're meeting again today, the India-Pakistan clash. After what happened last time, last night, the Pakistan team had a lot to say at the training session, shouting 6-0, 6-0. And we all know what that reference is to. What are you expecting today?
See, shouting 6-0 is a kind of a psychological game that they're trying to play because on the cricket pitch, it is also, the scoreline is quite similar to that. But today, again, it will be an entirely different game from what it was previously. In the previous game, neither of the sides had anything to lose. It was basically, one of those games we play needlessly in Asia Cup every time, just to ensure TRPs, just to ensure that there are, more, because that's the only game that really was supposed to draw high TRP. So we keep a game with these two teams, and then we have two minnows. So there is no doubt that both these two teams go again to the Super 4 stage, where actually the real tournament starts. So this will be an entirely different game, in my view, because there is no denying that there is a huge difference between the two sides in terms of quality and class. But when 2 points are at stake, when it's a Super 4 stage and only two teams are going to go ahead for the next stage, this will be also a huge clash of temperaments. There's no denying that the pressure is more on India than on Pakistan. This team has we have created a hype around this team, that this team is much better than Pakistan, and and so we have left no option to lose, for them. So if we beat them, it is we are supposed to beat them because we are far superior, and so losing the match has been kind of ruled out as an option, and it puts a huge amount of pressure on us. So that's the situation, and I feel that also the format of T20, that that the two teams, T20 is actually an unpredictable format. The Bangladesh Sri Lanka match showed that in the previous edition. In the group stage, Sri Lanka had won. This one, Bangladesh won. Those teams are much better matched. But even now, with the pressure and everything, I think this will be a much more tight. Which should be a tighter game.
Dwaipen, do you expect some drama during the game? Last time the drama happened after the game. Do you expect some drama during the game? Because the Pakistan team did not address the pre-match press conference. I spoke about the 6-0 jibe that was made. Do you expect some drama during the game today?
No, the no handshake part will probably be there. I'm guessing it will be there. Beyond that, I don't know how both sides can be more creative in finding more drama beyond cricket. So it will require a lot of creativity, which will lead to nastiness. So I don't know what they will try to do. But I expect. Only thing I hope is that from these cold vibes, these kind of insults that have been thrown at each other, it kind of spurs Pakistan up, and we have a better game. That is what I am hoping for. Like, because cricket wise at the moment this Pakistan team does not match India. That is a given. But sometimes what happens when there is an ignition, that you are ignited by something else, some external factor that can sometimes spur you on. So if that happens and it leads to a closer game, I'll be very happy.
Okay, Gigi, welcome to the show. What do you expect? You expect more drama?
Always a pleasure talking. Thanks, Chandesh, talking about cricket with all of you. Yes, there will be drama. There will be drama for sure. But I hope match theek thak ho jaye, and I hope the Pakistan team has turned up at the ground because they did not turn up for the press
No, they have
conference
left.
yesterday.
They have left
Yeah.
for the stadium. It's confirmed.
Wow,
They have left for the
wonderful. That's
stadium.
great news because Andy Pycroft continues to be the match referee, right, for this
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
So, I mean, I hope everything is fine on that front, and all their issues have been. I mean, all the issues that they have with the ICC, the match referee, and India, everything has been settled, and we look forward to a cricket game, yeah. I mean, बहुत हो गया यार ये drama, and let's look forward to a dramatic game. The drama that happens when cricket happens. We don't know the cricketing drama part of it. Rather than and I hope that all these, as Dwaypanda said, all those anomalies are put behind, and we see a normal cricket match with people behaving like they should after a cricket match, and everything moving on normally. I mean, now that India have made their point, they've आपने अपना gesture दिखा दिया, आपने अपना protest sort of दिखा दिया कि this is what it is not acceptable to us. Even on a sporting field, we will show our sort of that we do not agree to how your country is behaving off the field. But अब जो भी है, now let's. I hope that Indian team also now just behaves normally, and sort of goes through its post match, pre-match rituals the way a normal international team should. And this is all put behind us, and we see a normal game of cricket, and we see some cricketing action because tournament is heating up well. Actually, Afghanistan got knocked out. If you notice, yesterday we saw thriller, absolute thriller, and Bangladesh prevailing over Sri Lanka in the last over. So all those kind of things we want to see. We want to see a similarly thrilling match between India and Pakistan. That rivalry has been crucial to the game's survival and to the game flourishing. And it is dying a slow death because Pakistan has really lost a sting in its. I mean, Krishnamari Shrikant said that seventh grade. It's about some seventh grade side. ऐसे कुछ बोला उन्होंने ना.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought थोड़ा below the belt
Yeah.
था.
I think somehow, and I want Abhijit also to weigh in on this. Indians are uh, s- talking up this contest with Gavaskar saying Popatwadi team and Shrikant saying that it is worse than a seventh division team in Tamil Nadu league. All these things, much like what happened with the 2017 Champions Trophy final before that, with Sehwag saying Baap kaun hai, beta kaun hai, Harbhajan saying match is done, Saurav Ganguly saying match is done. Uh, will this rile up Pakistan and bring them together? In addition to what happened last Sunday, what do you think?
You know, Bob Dylan sang once, when you got nothing to lose. We have put them in that position. And I think, that seventh division statement by Shrikant was below the belt. I think, it is like a seven grader statement. Why should you talk like this? You have played some cricket, you're a test cricket. You're expected to react in a much more mature way. If you can say that Pakistan is not a good enough team, but this kind of a Popatwadi team or these kind of things, they are immature statements. And I don't think that it behoves top international cricketers to speak like this against a fellow team, because you see, if you're a true Indian fan, you would not like, as Dwaipan also pointed out, to rile up a team. They have nothing to lose. They are the weaker side. The pressure is on you to prove that you are the better side, and you cannot win all games all the time in a format like T20. You will have occasionally an off day, and your rival will have a day where everything is going right for them. So this can always happen in T20 cricket. I will also say that in my view, that our team is not as strong as it appears to be. Our bowling attack is fabulous. There's no denying that. We have the finest bowling attack, T20 bowling attack that we have ever assembled. But our batting is not top rate. We have kept a guy like Yashasvi out of the side, and we have gone in with Shubman Gill, and he has not shown. We have even made him vice captain, which creates a very lopsided kind of a situation in terms of selection. And he has not been so far up to the mark. We are putting a lot. Abhishek Sharma. We are putting a lot of pressure on him. We have given him the free hand to go, and he is hitting out brilliantly, but it is a high risk situation. It's a high risk game. I haven't even seen Surya Kumar Yadav in his top form. you know and I don't know why he did not come out and bat. I think it was nice that he thought of giving others a chance, but he should have also taken some shots, and it would have been good for him. So I feel that our batting lineup, however strong it appears on paper, may have some chinks considering the quality of the Pakistan bowling. And I am expecting a much better contest this time than the previous game.
Dwepan, is your city mate Krishnamachari Shrikant guilty of riling up Pakistan and getting them together with his comments, and also his former opening partner Sunil Gavaskar calling Pakistan a Popatwadi team? Uh, is that a bit much like what Sehwag did 8 years ago?
See, the easiest way to get footage these days is to say nasty things about Pakistan. So obviously, both have done the same. Though Gavaskar's statement was, I heard the entire statement. He said that how he was a fan of Pakistan cricket, used to go to the ground to watch Hanif Mohammad bat and all that. And now when he sees this team, he feels that this has become a Popatwadi team. That kind of it had a bit of context, tried to bring in a bit of context, and he sometimes says this. I think this Popatwadi, I do not exactly know. Gaurav will tell me, can let me know what exactly it is. He keeps saying this about teams which sometimes do not do well. It's a Popatwadi team. I have heard him saying that
Extremely
in
weak, basically. Extremely weak.
extremely weak.
Team.
Very fact that he said on air means that it's a
But
good
what
turn.
Shrikant said is a bit. Shrikant said below.
But what Shrikant said was, even though I haven't seen the entire statement, but I know who the seventh division players are. And seventh division players are basically office goers who have who on play on Sunday morning. Even people from our office plays have a seventh division in TNCA league. So that was below the belt. That was unnecessary. But then that is the easiest way to get some footage for your channel. So he has done it.
Does he own a
Abhijit, you want to-
seventh grade team? Does he own a
Huh?
Does he own a seventh grade team?
I don't
Seventh grade
know
team?
whether he does. I don't know whether he does. All of
He's
them have
aware
teams.
of how seventh grade teams play.
Of course, he knows how seventh division team plays. Everyone in Chennai knows it's a social thing. It's like Sunday morning league.
Avijita, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add a point to the same thing, that Pakistan have got a professional motivator for this side, right?
Yeah, a
They have
clinical
got-
psychologist.
Yeah, clinical psychologist. So he will do the job of motivation for this team. And if I was him, I would play all these comments to them, which will do which will definitely spur them. Ki, look, this is what they think of you. Are you this kind? You're much better than this. And it can spur them. I just feel and Gavaskar, he is his he has always been an admirer of Pakistan cricket. He says these things also occasionally. He's controversial, but the point is that he also accepts that when in sunny days he says, don't excite a fast bowler.
Yeah.
He's very smart that way, So I don't know why he is here, sort of, sparring Pakistan.
Gigi, all these comments on one side, and then everybody's wondering what Pakistan is going to do in retaliation. I was talking to Dwaipan earlier about the fact that at the training session yesterday, just so that the Indian journalists here, they kept saying 6-0, 6-0, because that's the narrative in Pakistan, that they shot down 6 Indian Rafale jets. To top it, the Pakistan women's team opener, Sidra Amin, actually made a sign like this after scoring her 6th ODI 100. Now, it can be interpreted both ways. Last night, she scored her 6th ODI 100 against South Africa. But she made that sign just to show that, So now this is really heating up in that sense. And now they are under pressure to come back with some kind of a retort to what Surya and the Indian team said or did post that previous game.
Chandresh, that is why I strictly firmly believe कि ये सब चीजों को क्रिकेट फील्ड से दूर रखना चाहिए. Once you start saying that you are the one who started all this by saying it in the post match press. I mean, अगर उनके क्रिकेटर्स ने अगर ट्वीट किया तो सही नहीं किया. अगर किसी ने एक ओछी बेकार की बिलो द बेल्ट हरकत करी है तो इट्स बेटर टू इग्नोर दैट, and just sort of move on, and maybe ignore that particular player, right? Your main problem was with the Fahim Ashraf tweet, which was in really bad taste. So the Indian team could have made a point to the Pakistan team management that, look, none of our players will shake hands with Fahim Ashraf, and they will ignore him completely. And rest of the things, we will go about it like a normal cricket match, and we'll sort of shake hands, but there will not be too much of bonhomie considering the somber environment back in India because of the terror attacks. But ये थोड़ा, I thought ये problem है, because see now to अगर वो suppose आज का मैच जीत जाते, अगर for that matter, या अगर next match suppose जीत जाते हैं, suppose they make it to the final, and their captain comes and says that we are dedicating this victory to their whatever operation and their armed forces and this and that, will you like it? You will not like it. So don't do something that you will not like to, don't start a fire that you don't know where it's ending, where this is ending. अभी Indian women's team, ये इन्होंने ऐसा किया है. अब now October 5th, the Indian women's team is supposed to play them in Colombo. Now again there, वहां पर सब ये सब बातचीत शुरू हो जाएगा. ठीक है, maybe the press conference gets cancelled altogether pre-match in the women's World Cup. Where are we heading here? This is getting very nasty. This is now no more about sports. I mean, is this how you want to play cricket with each other? I mean, both the countries should think hard about it, I think, and somewhere a solution needs to be found, that you cannot have such a violent atmosphere for a mere sporting match. And जहाँ तक ये पोपटवाड़ी और 7 division की बात आती है, boss, in other sports, both India and Pakistan are पोपटवाड़ी only. By and large, javelin and the odd sport in the sporting field, we all know, beyond cricket, where we as both the countries stand. We are nowhere in the athletics beyond Neeraj and now Sachin Yadav. ठीक है ना, all our athletes have flopped badly there. So we are Popatwadi, we are 7th, 8th, 10th division there, and in other sports as well. Although we did well in Davis Cup, we upset Switzerland in Switzerland. By and large, we are a big zero on the sporting field. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि हम लोग बहुत बड़ा sporting power है, that we should make fun of Pakistan. Yeah.
हाँ, पर हॉकी में तो हम अच्छा खेले हैं. हाँ, हॉकी में हम
अच्छा खेले तो. But I mean, there were West Indies and Australian teams also, Vijit, who used to rule the world. But did they ridicule, their former cricketers ridicule other teams like that? I would be interested to know. I don't think so. And it's not in good taste. We need to improve as a nation on that front. I feel so.
Avijit, I just want to know, 70s and 80s, late 78 to 89, Pakistan were slightly the better team than India because they had a better bowling attack. But also, I want to know that, that period, that 11-year period when India and Pakistan played regularly, home in India, in Pakistan, Sharjah, everywhere else, and that was coming after 3 wars. Did you ever find वो जैसे हिंदी word है, शब्द है, कटुता, as much as it is today, that katuta between the two sides, or rather the gulf between the two sides, there's a massive chasm, for want of a better word, between the two countries and the two sides, only on the field of play, I'm saying.
नहीं, वो इस लेवल का बिटरनेस नहीं था, बट उस समय सोशल मीडिया भी नहीं था और उस समय टेलीविजन भी नहीं था. तो दीज आर 2 वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स. हाँ, आई मीन उस समय अगर ये सब स्टेटमेंट्स, what happens now that every statements get played, replayed, and all that, and everybody gets to see them later on WhatsApp and Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, सब जगह आ जाता है. So everything gets magnified. So it becomes a kind of everything becomes a public issue. ये तो जरूर है कि see, between 78 to 89, on most occasions, Pakistan were the better team. There's no denying that, and Pakistan also, पर थोड़ा बहुत under the radar, there was definitely कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा बहुत animosity रहता है. If you read Mohinder Amarnath's autobiography, which has recently come out, there are a couple of examples of players being called in I would say derogatory language. Indian players को उन्होंने derogatory language बोला. ये सब examples हैं. But you see, वो हमें आज 30 साल बाद पता चल रहा है, 40 साल बाद पता चल रहा है, because nobody made a fuss out of it, and they were not reported, and वो बात आई गई हो जाती थी. Now, see, we are living in times where there is a much larger need to be much more careful, but we are not careful. Rather, we sort of feast on these kind of extremes. See, we have created a situation where everything is polarized. Since society is polarized, sports cannot be, different from it. But and we have also created a situation where my way or highway is the only theory that is working. Even if you see influencers, popular influencers, popular YouTubers, only people who take extreme positions one way or the other, they are the successful ones. If you want to speak in a sane language, आप मध्यम मार्ग लेते हैं, हाँ, तो फिर आपकी बात कोई नहीं सुनता. So I think it's a sign of the times more than anything else. But at the same time, that these kind of things should not push us away from maturity, because see, we are there to win the Asia Cup. We are the favorites to win, and we should win. Even if we win, it will not be a major sort of notch on our belt. But if we don't win, there'll be hangama that aap nahi jeet paye, because somehow we have linked prestige to this thing. So I just feel that now we should concentrate the game. Yesterday, Surya Kumar Yadav said a very nice thing, that you shut down everything, just go to sleep and switch off your mobile phone, go to sleep. It was a very mature statement. Basically he's saying, shut the noise out. Keep the noise out. Just focus on the game. तो वो concentration की बात कर रहा है, focus करने की बात कर रहा है, जो कि अच्छी बात है. I think the Indian team is no longer interested in pushing the thing, because now they have realized, after having made their point, they have realized the virtue of focusing on the game. I just hope that it will be a pressure game. Make no mistake, because a Super 4 game, it will be a pressure game. And so of the three sides, probably this is one of the, India should be winning this. I rate presently it will be Sri Lanka a more difficult side than Pakistan. Although Sri Lanka lost the previous match, but they have some very good bowlers. Their fast bowlers are bowling very well. They have good spinners. So it could be a difficult game for us. Today's game, I think we should handle on merit. But whether we are able to do that or not, only time will tell.
Chandresh, I will just add one point on this animosity things. This ugly animosity was there and has been there. There was one ODI in '89 that got cancelled due to crowd trouble in Pakistan, where stones were thrown. In 1999, I was there in that Asian Championship Test match when all those things happened on the day 4 afternoon and day 5 morning. I was in the crowd, and obviously it was around that time the Kargil was happening.
97 Karachi again.
97 Karachi,
objects were thrown.
Objects were thrown, and 99,
and
because I was at the ground. I remember after Tendulkar got out the way he did, and Yusuf at that point of time, he was Johanna. He did a very ugly gesture towards the stand that we were sitting, and we all, I am guilty of throwing a banana at him. So
oh, there we have it. Please call the Kolkata police. So
and on day 5 morning, I didn't throw anything, but then I went with the hoping against hope, because Ganguly was still batting, and then we were thrown out of the stadium, and the match was finished in front of an empty stadium.
In fact, if anything, we can excuse Srikanth for his comments, because in '89 he was attacked by a spectator on the field during the test match at Karachi. There's a fan who came in and tried to pull him and kick him. He also gave it back to him, as Sanjay Manjrekar narrates it beautifully in his book. Anyways, there's a question. I'll start taking subscriber questions now. Anil Kumar has a question, and I want Dwepan first to answer this. This question is for all. Is India a little overconfident, because India took the game against Oman a little lightly?
Yes, India overconfident, as in India needed to experiment a bit against Oman. They needed to check their resources, how they shape up. They tinkered with their batting lineup. They didn't field their best bowling lineup. All those things were there. But Pakistan, if they had taken a note of that game, they will see that there can be things that they can try and probably attack on. At the middle order, sometimes getting stuck a bit. If Bumrah can be played out and one wrist spinner can be attacked, then there are a few chances there. Oman showed that if you do not be too adventurous, then probably you can make a match of it against this Indian attack. So there are areas that they can work on. So overconfidence, I don't know, because they are the superior side. There is no doubt about it. But there could be some areas which, if Pakistan put their mind to it and try to do it, they can make a match of it.
Shubham Mishra has a comment. He says, "DD sir, आपसे ये उम्मीद नहीं थी." People are shocked by your admission of guilt today, but anyways, we'll let that pass. We'll let Wasim
No,
Akram
but
know.
that
We'll
you
let
should.
Wasim Akram know. He gave you an
No,
interview and you
yeah,
attacked
yeah,
his
yeah,
team.
yeah, yeah. But like if I had more time, I would have told him that. But that was also a kind of the moment Tendulkar got out. Though we had still 7 wickets, we were almost we knew that even 150 runs were not possible. And then Johanna did what he did. So it one thing led to the other. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Avijit, go on.
मैं ये कहना चाहता था ना कि सी क्रिकेट मैचेस में ये वायलेंस दिस इज नॉट अ न्यू थिंग दिस हैज बीन गोइंग ऑन सिंस द 60s एंड 50s और ये सबसे ज्यादा पहले वेस्ट इंडीज में होता था हाँ see the Australian famous writer Ray Robinson, he has written a book called The Wildest Tests. In that Wildest Tests, most of the matches are actually in Australia, in West Indies, and some
And
of
then
the
in
matches
Kolkata.
then in Kolkata and in Bombay also. In 1969, when the Bill Lawry's team came, you know, when Venkatraman was given out, then the All India Radio commentator, Mr. Devraj Suri, he said, that it probably Venkat was not out, but the umpire has given him out, and so. But anyway, nothing. We should get on with the game. Some people in the crowd were listening to that in transistor radio, and then they started throwing stones, and then there was fire. Stands were put on fire, and after that, what happened is that there were policemen inside the ground. 10 yards inside the ground, there was a ring of policemen, and the last 2 wickets were taken, and the match was over. So the match was played with a lot of Indian Bombay policemen doing involuntary fielding work.
Interesting things have happened. There's a question for you, Gigi. What's your view on Mithun Manas becoming president of BCCI? Will he be a rubber stamp or command influence like a Sharad Pawar, Dalmia, or Srinivasan?
I hope that he's not a rubber stamp, and he, unfortunately, Roger Binny seemed to be, in the 3 years 83 World Cup winner, but we hardly heard him say anything during his 3-year tenure, except for his press conference, which I attended in 22 in October 22 when he became the BCCI president. And he seemed, when he was appointed, his words seemed promising. He said that I want to look into the NCA. A lot of our fast bowlers are getting injured repeatedly. Kya ho raha hai? We'll have to look into it, because Jasprit Bumrah, I remember, had just been ruled out of the T20 World Cup at that point in time. But uske baad we never heard from him, and whenever I tried to contact him, I could not succeed. And I think most of my fellow reporters met the same fate. So with him,
so he was not one of the sources in the BCCI.
He was never one of the sources. He was never one of the resources. Also, he never spoke to the media. And it's not just about, I mean, at the end of the BCCI president, I mean, that position holds some sort of, authority, some sort of command, some sort of responsibility. So, वो सब मुझे कुछ दिखा नहीं, मतलब, frankly speaking. I thought the BCCI was being run essentially by the secretary or by the other powers there. And I hope that trend does not continue. I mean, Mithun has actually done wonders with JKCA, he's done a good job. I mean, I know he's part of the ad hoc committee, or a lot of people called me today and said that he's not even an elected member actually in JKCA, but he's been running the ad hoc committee well. He's looked after the cricketing affairs, and last year J&K upset Mumbai in Mumbai. After beating them in 2014, and it's not an easy task to beat Mumbai in BKC with Yashasvi Jaiswal and stars like Yashasvi Jaiswal and Rohit Sharma and all playing for Mumbai. And that time I remember, people speaking to Mithun, and Mithun Minhas said that he's done a lot of groundwork to ensure that the J&K cricket team comes in here, and they've got a few guys playing in the IPL. I think Yudhvir Singh is one of them, playing for India A and all. So cricket वहाँ पर अच्छा develop हुआ है. Whether it can lead to good cricket grounds where international cricket can return to, J&K, I don't know, because a lot of security issues as well. But I believe that Mumbai are playing their opening Ranji Trophy match on from October 15th in Srinagar against J&K. So that will be an exciting fixture, and if that happens, and I think the Sher Kashmir Stadium, before the Pahalgam incident happened, at least had started hosting matches of Legends Club, Legends league and stuff like that. and also Ranji Trophy matches were held last year at that venue. So I think J&K cricket has picked up under Mithun Manas, and I hope it's he lives up to his promise, and because he's a well-known cricketer. I was unlucky to not play for India. I remember did some gaffe happen in the 90s? I vaguely remember that he was picked for the
Yeah,
Asia
yeah.
for
So
the,
no, it was a India A tour to Los Angeles where they were playing
yeah.
5 one-dayers against Australia A.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Amit Bhandari got called up to play in Toronto, so they had just one fast bowler in the team, Dodda Ganesh. Ajit Wadekar and the selection committee did not know that Mithun Manas is not a fast bowler; he's a batter. So they picked up Mithun Manas in place of Amit Bhandari, and then when they reached the training venue in Delhi, Shrikant once again returns to our conversation. He was the coach. He realized he just has one fast bowler in the team in Dodda Ganesh. And then finally they brought in Ashish Nehra as a replacement for Mithun Manas, and he couldn't travel to Los Angeles.
And was he also picked for the Sahara Cup in Toronto and something like that? He went for
No,
CWG games. ऐसा कुछ
no,
confusion
no,
हुआ था.
no, no.
Something like that.
That
This was
happened
the
with
case.
Jyoti. That happened with Jyoti Yadav. They wanted
Oh
JP
yes,
Yadav,
Jyoti Yadav,
the
yeah.
JP Yadav in '98. They wanted JP
Yeah.
Yadav, but they
हाँ,
ended up selecting the UP opener Jyoti
yeah,
Yadav.
yeah.
It's what's in a name. That's
So ये
a
मिथुन का भी blunder था, but I'm sure, I mean this is a big blunder. So
Mithun,
the selectors do not
massive
even
blunder.
know.
Massive
Yeah,
blunder.
massive blunder. But he was unlucky to not play for India. We can say that, I think. Prolific domestic player. And I think he was with Virendra Sehwag in Punjab Kings as the batting coach when Sehwag was the mentor there. And he was with Gujarat Titans. In fact, he is with Gujarat Titans. I mean, he'll have to obviously quit that job and so on and so forth. So थोड़ा बहुत cricket, I think the whole idea with the ruling party and with the ruling suspension in BCCI is that a cricketer should be in charge of cricket, which is not a
Yeah,
bad
fair
thing
enough.
actually.
Which is a very good thing.
Fair enough. I mean, Ganguly said
Vision,
start whoever process. So yeah.
visionary process. Syed Nizamuddin has a question. Didi, a question for you. What happens when India loses this game? Will India change approach towards Pakistan in the next game? I'm assuming next Sunday. Assuming that India and Pakistan both make it to the final next Sunday.
Change approach meaning what? Like, what is the approach change that he is talking about? I do not know. Like, if they lose, that will be there. There will be a lot of repercussions. Like, there, it will not be this. At this point, there is a kind of a sense of a bonhomie. Like, everyone is looking at the Indian team as doing something great. That idea is going on. Suddenly, there's all the toxicity that was brewing after that Australia defeat. Everything is gone now. It's a very healthy relationship between the fans and the Indian players. So that will we will take a massive beating if they lose to Pakistan in this game, and then that will lead to a lot of pressure. That can happen, because then the next two games become must-win games, and of course there will be a massive backlash, massive. But having said all that, I don't think India will lose this game. It is very difficult for India to lose this game to this Pakistan. It is very difficult. They have to play incredibly poorly to lose.
Avijita, question rather a comment from Sanket Jaikar. He says many players look invincible in IPL, but real character comes out in pressure games. Scoring runs against should be prioritized over stats. I think he's probably hinting at Shubman Gill because he's like the favorite whipping boy because he's not scored any runs.
Yeah, but it's a general comment, and I think it's an apt comment. I have personally also, whenever I've written this, that we should distinguish between tough players and soft players. I really don't go by strike rate and statistics. I go by match winners in tough games. So how many match winners do we have in this team who have won us key games in the past? See, from what I have seen so far, among the guys whom I rate very highly in terms of temperament is Tilak Verma. I have seen Abhishek Sharma also playing in the Emerging Nations final. He did not click in that game. Shubman Gill, World Cup final, ODIs, I think 4 runs. Surya has not played in a key match, has been a occasional performer, very rare. Who are the guys? Sanju Samson. So we when we talk about the greatness of Virat Kohli, we talk about primarily his performances in key matches. He failed in all the matches in our 2024 World Cup final, World Cup finals in 2024. But in the final, when it came to the crunch, he delivered. That is why he's regarded so highly. In that crunch match against Pakistan, when all seemed lost again, T20 Melbourne, he delivered in those dying moments. So no, so so this is what cricket is all about. I really don't think the difference of the two sides on paper really matters in a match like this, because again this is a key match. The previous match doesn't matter at all because nothing was at stake. In this match, a lot is at stake. So the differences, so the difference in the quality of the two sides will be narrowed in this game. I am expecting, the things that will remain, which we will do is that our bowlers are very, very good, and they actually give us the edge, not our batters. But if they manage to put on a decent, score, and we are chasing it, then it will be a much, much tighter game.
Okay. Last few questions before we move on to the venue and get our reporter from there to talk about it. A question for you, Gigi. A quick reply. Gigi sir, any chances Akshay Wadkar selection in West Indies Test series? I think you're on mute, Gigi.
Yeah. With Rishabh Pant not around, right? With basically
Yeah.
Rishabh Pant not around. Mostly लग रहा है कि नहीं होंगे वो. Rishabh नहीं होंगे. So I think Akshay Wadkar, I don't know who are the. Dhruv Jurel तो है ही. He's going to be the first option.
Narayan
He's just
Jagdishan.
100, I think. The Dhruv Jurel against.
What about Narayan Jagdishan?
Yeah, he's going to be the number. And Jagdishan has also scored some runs, is it? Against
54, 64.
50 half century, right? हाँ, तो जगदीशन ही होंगे फिर नंबर 2 because जगदीशन ही तो इंग्लैंड गए थे for the final test match. I wish Akshay Wadkar was promoted ahead of Jagdishan. I will say it at the cost of earning the wrath of Tamil Nadu fans, but cricket fans. But I think
will he be picked for the Irani Cup anyways?
Irani, तो he'll be there. He'll be there. Yeah. But अभी नहीं होंगे. I think if he puts in a strong performance at in the Irani Cup, then definitely for the South Africa test, he's be making a solid case. But then तब तक Rishabh Pant आ जाएंगे and Dhruv Jurel is an undisputedly the number 2 guy. So I think this was his best chance, but I think Jagdishan will go through.
But Akshay, if I remember right, Akshay Wadkar wasn't even the wicketkeeper for the Dilip Trophy final. Was he?
Yeah, it was Upendra Yadav. Upendra Yadav.
Yeah.
Upendra Yadav was there, but वो गलत है ना, लेकिन वो गलत है because Akshay Wadkar का अगर आप domestic performance देखोगे, it's been pretty consistent. I have seen with my own eyes him scoring 100 in the Ranji Trophy final. Central zone में देखिए जो zonal politics होता है ना, बहुत ज्यादा होता है ये. I mean, ये state का लेना है, वो state का. This is the problem with the zonal format of the Duleep Trophy. A lot of good players get ignored because of this whole thing over मेरे state का ये player को push करना है. All the selectors have this agenda when they sit down to pick the Duleep Trophy team.
I agree. The point I was making is that if he's, for whatever reason, if he's not prepared for a Duleep Trophy game, then it is very unlikely that he will be paratrooped, irrespective of the quality of the individual.
I agree with you, Abhijit, but then we have seen bigger surprises in Indian cricket. Karun Nair, as Ishwaran's father has said famously, Karun Nair kahin bhi nahi the, not in Irani Cup or anywhere, and suddenly he went to England with the India Test side. On the basis of a great performance in Vijay Hazare and consistent performance in the Ranji Trophy. So things have happened in Indian cricket wherein people have got suddenly pushed to this thing, and it's bad luck. I agree, it's bad luck for Akshay Wadkar, unfortunately, because we can see very clearly that Dhruv Jurel and Jagdishan are going to be there. If he's also scored a few runs, Jagdishan, he's going to be the number 2 guy.
Okay. Final round of comments from all three of you, starting with you, Abhijit Da. What's your gut? Is India going to dominate once again?
No, this will be a closer game, I feel. That's been, my running thought. I just hope that we win this game because, if we win this game, it will make things easier for us. Anyway, we are playing the last game of the group also, of the Super Force game also. So we will know exactly, even if something goes wrong in the second game, we will know exactly what to do in the last game. So, it will be a tight game, but I think we will still we will have the edge.
Gigi, what's your sense? Closer game? Will India dominate?
I think India will dominate, but closer game, I don't know. Yeah, I think Pakistan team is a few meters away right now. If it was a race, they're a few meters away from the Indian team, behind the Indian team. So it will take a humongous effort from them, a very surprisingly good effort, and a bad day in the office for India to slip up. And let's hope it's a good, nice, close game, because as I said, this rivalry needs a close game to spring back to life, and more of cricket and less of off-field controversy.
Yeah, a comment from you, Didi. And the good news is we're going to be continuing for another 20 minutes because there's a lot of interest from everybody. So it's not the final comment. Didi, continue.
If Pakistan lose by uh, 25 or so runs, or if they're bowling second, they can stretch the game to the 18th or the 19th over. That is a massive performance from them. They're not going to win the game. India will win.
Avijita, question from Satvik Bagaria. He says, after seeing Sri Lanka performance in the group stage, I thought Sri Lanka is the only team which can give India a fight. But Bangladesh win yesterday has given some tension to India. Your views?
See, watching the group games, I thought that Sri Lanka and Afghanistan were the two teams that will go through. But the defeat of Afghanistan in the last game after such a brilliant performance, by Mohammad Nabi, I mean, I thought they had put in enough runs and they had a very good bowling attack, so they will hold off Sri Lanka, but they couldn't. So similarly, that has happened this time, with Sri Lanka, that against Bangladesh, that they were the favorites, but Bangladesh held their nerves and managed to pull off a thriller. So we are in an interesting situation now. It is entirely possible that India wins all its three matches, and the other teams would be in a will be again in a net run rate kind of a stage with 2 points each.
Okay, question for you, Gigi. And I'm just looking at a question. Uh, just a minute. There's a question. Yeah, sports fan says, अरे आज की मैच और मैचअप्स की बात करो ना, कहाँ चले गए? Gigi, the problem is there's so much happening off the field that nobody's talking about it.
हाँ, वही तो मैचअप तो भी हो गया है सलमान आगा और सूर्य कुमार यादव के बीच में, तो मतलब अलग ही लेवल का मैचअप हो गया है. मैचअप होना चाहिए बिटवीन बुमराह एंड आई होप पाकिस्तान ओपनर, I mean India win of course, and India do very well and so on and so forth. Before people start going after me, I hope that उनका जो ओपनर है वो थोड़े रन बनाए, but he's a good bowler, that I'm forgetting his
Saim
name.
Ayub.
Saim Ayub is an attacking good opener. He's a very entertaining batsman. ठीक है ना, 3-0 पे I think चल रहा है वो भी. But he's a good player, and his bowling is very typical. I'm very impressed with his bowling. It's not easy to sort of counter his bowling in T20 cricket, but it would be interesting to see how we counter his bowling threat, and if he gets going with the bat, which looks difficult because with Jasprit Bumrah, really, I mean, India are hands down. I think they're going to as favorites with in every game.
Saim Ayub is emulating our chairman of selectors in Australia in '99, no?
Yeah, that will be a good. अगर वो handshake हुआ तो वो meeting interesting हो सकता है. How do I cross your record? How many how many ducks did Agarkar got in Australia? 6. So Saim is sitting on 3. He needs 3 more to equal.
And Agarkar bowled well also in that series.
Yeah, Agarkar bowled well also. Yeah. Correct.
एक और मैचअप के बारे में बोलना चाहता था कि I think Gigi and Didi can comment on this. The matchup between Abhishek Sharma and Shaheen Afridi, that would be one interesting one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because like if Shaheen Shah can bowl the way Mitchell Stark bowled in those two matches in IPL, the playoff and the IPL final, then he has a chance, provided he gets the ball to swing in at a pace into Abhishek Sharma. He has a chance because Abhishek Sharma gives the bowler a lot of chances. He connects, but there can very well be days when he does not connect, and we had seen Mitchell Stark doing that thing. Shaheen Shah of 2022 would have had a better chance. Shaheen Shah of today, let's see.
But is this the first time Abhishek Sharma played against Pakistan in a competitive match?
Yes, yes, yes,
31
yes,
that he got,
yes,
and
yes,
that was
yes.
interesting actually. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
that was the first. And Shaheen Shah Afridi के साथ भी वही हो रहा है, by the way. He's bowling well, but it is his batting which is actually making the difference. I thought it was his batting, his contribution that actually won them that match against UAE. You know,
Yeah.
लालू सर की
Absolutely.
टीम ने काफी अच्छी bowling करी थी to restrict them to that
हाँ
score.
हाँ, वो हारने वाला था वो वाला मैच.
हारने वाला था. I thought their UAE bowlers bowled well, just that their batting completely collapsed. You know, sort of under wilted under the pressure. And Pakistan's bowling is actually not bad. You know, compared to their, I think it is a batting which has completely gone to the smithereens. It's just not the batting that we, as Gavaskar sir rightly said, it's just not the batting that it was. By the way, Gavaskar sir's prediction is that Abhishek Sharma is going to be the player of the tournament, and I think we are hopefully going in that direction. Although a lot of other, I thought some of Bangladesh players are batting pretty well, you know, and some of the Sri Lankans.
So
See,
what will happen
Abhishek,
to Surinder
Yeah.
Khanna? He is still talking about those two Man of the Match awards and the Man of the Series from '84.
Surinder Khanna, by the way, Mithun Manna says Surinder Khanna's chela, मतलब उन्होंने cricket उसको I think majorly. That's what somebody was telling me, that Surinder Khanna is the one who mentored and who trained Mithun Mannas in you know, before he started
Yeah,
playing in the
Avijita,
side.
you wanted to say something?
no, please go ahead. Yeah.
So some more questions. Lots of them, which is berating Pakistan, berating, and now we've got some abusers from some Pakistani fans as well. Please keep it civil, my friends. Please keep it civil. Let's not get ba- vile with our words over here, please. That's a honest request to all of you. Uh, just Yeah, Subham Mishra has a question for you, Didi. He says, सर previous year में भी जब दुलीप ट्रॉफी हुआ था तब भी नहीं सेलेक्ट हुआ था, जब जब तो सोनल बेसिस पे नहीं हुआ था. क्या मतलब हमारे यहाँ कुछ प्लेयर को सीरियस लेते नहीं है, मतलब दिस इज विद रिगार्ड्स टू अक्षय वाडकर.
Yeah, is this the time to discuss Duleep Trophy and with half an hour to go for India Pakistan? Let's stick to India Pakistan. Now I'll skip this question.
Okay, there's a question for you from Pushpa Vati. She says, Sir, Shaheen Afridi has become predictable. Everyone knows what he will bowl with the new ball. Batsman is ready with the answer.
True. Like he has lost that ball that swings into the right-hander at a pace. That ball he has lost significantly, and he has dropped a bit of pace. So there are quite a few things that Shaheen Shah Afridi is not the Shaheen Shah Afridi of the uh, 2019 20 till 2022. Like even in the 2022 final, till like Shaheen Shah was playing with an injury and he could not probably bowl the 19th over, or he bowled it with an injury. Like as long as he was fit, Pakistan was in with a chance. Like Pakistan used to look a different team when Shaheen Shah Afridi bowled at his best. Like but somehow he has lost the mojo. Had lost the mojo. If his batting gives him a bit of confidence to get his bowling back, it will be great. Like it will be great if Shaheen Shah Afridi comes close to being the Shaheen Shah Afridi that we used to know. Then it will be an interesting contest.
Okay, Avijita, rather a comment from Akash. He says, तुम जलते रहो, संजू बाबा तो खेलेगा, मतलब संजू सैमसन.
Yeah, he has played well in the previous innings, the previous match. So there is no reason for him not to play. I just feel that with this team we have played so far quite commandingly, and a part of that is because of the electrifying cameos of Abhishek Sharma. I really don't know how we will proceed, without
If he gets out
if
early.
yeah, if he gets out early. So that will be actually a test of the team, because as far as I understand, he is doing a particular job. If he leaves early, do we have anyone else to take that role? I really don't think so.
Yeah,
I
Didi.
think that is the idea of having those 8 batters, so that, like, even if one of the like, even if Abhishek fails, or somebody like those swashbucklers fail, like somebody or the other can keep that rate going. That is why they are playing with 8 batters. So I'm guessing like there will be player like Surya Kumar hasn't got the chance to get going that way in this tournament. Maybe he gets today. There is your what's his name, Shivam Dubey, etc., etc. There are players. I think it is. I understand your worry, but I think they will manage. They will manage. That is why they are playing with 8 batters. It will be interesting if Akshar Patel is ruled out. Like if Akshar Patel doesn't play, then what do they do? Do they go with seven batters and 4 bowlers? That could be very interesting.
I
Yeah,
Because
think
that's
Akshar
going to
Patel
be.
was nursing an injury, right?
Yeah, head injury. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Akshar, I think, is a key player. He's
yeah.
India's most
With Jadeja gone.
underrated, because
Yeah,
he's again a big match player,
yeah,
Yeah,
and he goes under the radar. But see, think about his catch of Mitchell Marsh in 2024 World Cup final.
yeah, yeah.
That catch turned that match. We
yeah,
remember Surya Kumar Yadav's catch because it was in the final. We don't remember that catch, but
Saint
the way
Lucia.
Mitchell
Yeah.
Marsh, yeah, it turned that game. Then think about
yeah,
his 47. He got out early, out at 47, but it was his aggression that allowed Virat Kohli to build his innings, and he got out in a very very stupid way. He was just slow to turn back, and uh, he was run out by the wicketkeeper while because he was slow to turn back, and the throw hit the stumps when he was at the non-striker end. But Akshar Patel's batting is, I think, as important as his bowling. He's a key player. So if he goes, there are a few players always in the team whom you find very difficult to replace. We talk about Pandya, but I think Akshar Patel also belongs to that category now.
okay.
If Aksar doesn't play, then probably they will have to go with 4 bowlers, because then they will probably have to play Arshdeep Singh, and because they cannot afford to have Abhishek Sharma and Shivam Dube fill the 5th bowler spot. Like that will be too much of a risk
Yeah.
if Aksar doesn't play.
Okay, there's a question from Sports Fan. He says, "How can Pakistan avoid being bogged down by spin in the middle overs? Should they rotate strike or take more risks? They just gave up in the last encounter completely." Gigi, first you.
I think they need to find a way to crack this T20 code. Really, this 146, 150 वो जो बनाते हैं ना, that is too less. They need to go for bigger scores, and I think that is why Babar and that other the wicketkeeper batsman, he was
Rizwan.
sort of
Rizwan.
Rizwan both were sidelined and not picked for the Asia Cup, because Mike Hessam wanted to go in with a new approach, which is and the selectors as well, which is understandable. But then you have to execute that as well. I think उनके काफी plans disturb हो रहे हैं because Sam Ayub out हुए जा रहा है. He is the most attacking player that they have actually in modern day cricket, and he plays cricket, T20 cricket the way it should be played. So I think if they're missing those starts by him, and then the middle order can sort of take it further down. But I think Khushdil Shah को लाए थे वो लोग to strengthen this whole batting and this whole hitting aspect of theirs. I believe there are a couple of changes. That's what my friends in the Pakistani media are saying. कि couple of changes हैं for this match tonight. So let's see what those changes are. But yeah, they need that power, some kind of a power in the middle order, because वो runs नहीं बन रहे हैं उस तरीके से. 150, 160 बना के 170, you're always going to struggle. As yesterday we saw, Sri Lanka made 168, but Bangladesh eventually chased it down in the last over. हो जाता है वो chase in the lights in UAE. It's not a very difficult task. So I think Pakistan would need to sort of improve themselves drastically in that department, and for that they need to go after the Indian spinners. They need to find a way to attack Kuldeep and Akshar Patel and India's spin, and Varun as well. They need to solve that riddle.
For that they need to read them. They need to, the first thing that
Yeah,
they
they need
need
to
to
see,
do
because बुमराह को आप
is
4 ओवर में 50 रन
is
या
to
40
read.
रन मारने के लिए बुमराह
If you
should
are
be
not
having an
reading Varun and this guy Kuldeep
yeah.
from your hand, then it will be the same case over and over again.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Then the only
yeah.
bowler you are left to target is basically Shivam Dube.
हाँ,
because if you're not, and then that
शिवम
builds
दुबे
more
बॉल
pressure.
करेगा ही नहीं, शिवम दुबे
हाँ,
तो
करेगा ही नहीं,
will
करेगा ही
not
नहीं.
bowl
I'm
at
just
all.
saying, और हार्दिक पांड्या इज ओनली बॉलर, बिकॉज आप बुमराह को नहीं उतना नहीं
Maybe,
कर सकते.
mm-hmm.
सो हार्दिक पांड्या, जैसा कि हुआ, आई थिंक लास्ट मैच दे टारगेटेड
Yeah,
हार्दिक इन द फाइनल ओवर्स.
tried
That is
tried
the
to, हाँ, yeah, yeah.
only weak spot that the Indian bowling offers, right now. So if you cannot attack the spinners, so somehow, और अक्षर पटेल भी बहुत टाइट डालते हैं, उनको अटैक करना आसान नहीं है. Wicket to wicket डालते हैं, it's very difficult. Dwaipan was there in the T20 World Cup. I thought it was very difficult to hit him there also.
No, he was the
So-
bowler who was taken apart by Klaasen in the World
Oh
Cup
yeah, in the
final.
final. Maybe there's a lesson there for Pakistan. Yeah, there's a lesson there for Pakistan.
No.
कि कैसा, yeah.
See, the difference between Akshar and the other two spinners is that the other two spinners have deception. Akshar is essentially an immaculate line and length bowler. He थोड़ा सा pace में variety, variation लाते हैं, but basically he attacks the stumps. Whereas with Kuldeep and Varun, it is a question of whether you're reading them or not. And the Pakistanis haven't played them enough to be able to decipher them. And they are not such batsmen of class who have, who can work out alternate methods of tackling them.
अभिजीत
Yeah,
सर
the
आईपीएल भी नहीं खेलते हैं ना. We have to remember आईपीएल नहीं खेलते हैं वो. So I guess that is also a drawback in them not being able to
But
play.
having said that, they have leg spinners and your Chinaman bowlers in their team. So it comes as surprising to me why they are not playing them from the hand. Why are they being unable to play
But
them?
also,
from the
also one more thing. The last time Varun played Pakistan, he only bowled to Rizwan and Babar, and both are not here in the
Actually,
2020
what you know, what
20
Chandesh,
T20 World
what I
T20
think
World Cup
is, like,
at the same ground.
as much as they're looking to play this six-sitting game, they should have at least one of Rizwan or Babar in this team to have that sense of stability in that middle order. One guy needs to be there who understands the game. Everyone cannot be a swashbuckler. It does not happen that way.
See, relatively speaking, people, cricketers come and score runs or they don't score runs. But Pakistan, essentially, for T20 point of view, in a different ways, they have three batsmen of class. One is Fakhar Zaman, the other is Babar Azam, and the third is Mohammad Rizwan. These three, they have different functions. They approach the game differently. But these are three batsmen of class who can handle the best of bowling attacks. You see, they have. I agree with Didi that they also have, decent spinners, but they don't have spinners right now of the class and quality of Kuldeep and Varun. See, in that sense, that is where the roles have changed over the decades. See, earlier Pakistan used to have the bowlers of class, like Abdul Qadir. In the 80s and 90s. I'm not talking about the 70s when India had great spinners, but the 80s and 90s, Abdul Qadir, and then again succession, Sakla and Mushtaq, who created the Dusra. So they had
Mushtaq Ahmed को भूल गए आप. Mushtaq Ahmed को भूल गए.
Mushtaq Ahmed. Yeah. So they had a succession of great spinners. Now they are suddenly left with spinners who follow the same art, but whom the Indian attack, batsmen can take them apart. So I think one of the things that give us an edge over any country playing in the world right now is that if we are playing Varun especially on spin friendly tracks, is that we have Varun, Kuldeep and Bumrah. These three, 12 overs are actually so tight for us. They are all wicket taking bowlers who will not give away runs. So you have to take risks only in the other 8 overs. You can see recently Akshar and Hardik are going for runs, relatively speaking, because people are unable to score off the other 12. It has put us in a very strong position. And I feel this is actually compensating, making us a far superior side than our rivals, rather than the batting, which I still feel has its vulnerabilities.
So Fakhar versus Akshar can actually be another good matchup, huh? जो अपन लोग बात कर रहे थे.
Absolutely. Prasanjit Jana has a question and it's about Gill. He says Gill needs to perform. Otherwise, India have too many options for him. Player like Jaiswal is dropped, whose strike rate is 165 and average 36. Also, dynamic strike maker in power play. Who wants to go first? Avijita first. All the pressure seems to be on him. Gill.
भाई प्रेशर तो सेलेक्टर्स ने उन पे डाल ही दिया है. प्रेशर इज आल्सो बिली जीन किंग once said that pressure is privilege. If it is if you're a true a world class batsman, then you will know how to handle pressure and get out of it. I mean, in the two out of three matches, he has failed in the last two. So even by law of averages, he should play. I think Abhishek and Gill do make a decent combination. It's the right-left combination. Abhishek is the swashbuckler, hard hitter. Gill has his class and his shots. If together, they can take us to a very, very strong position. But then Gill also has his vulnerabilities, and let us see how it works out.
Uh, 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 Question to you, Gigi. Is Gill under pressure?
प्रेशर में तो है वो थोड़ा सा, बट आई डोंट थिंक बहुत ज्यादा यार, मतलब ही प्लेड टी20 क्रिकेट. द रीजन ही कुड नॉट प्ले टी20s फॉर इंडिया वाज आल्सो बिकॉज़ इंडिया वाज प्लेइंग a lot of test cricket, and he told Australia selectors wanted him to rest and recoup and for the Champions Trophy and for the ODIs against England. इसलिए वो 5 T20 सीरीज में नहीं था. So I think ऐसा, I mean, he's done well in T20 cricket. I actually, I'm telling you, I have a problem with critics writing him off in T20 cricket too much, because he's done well in T20 cricket. ऐसा नहीं है. I have myself covered a match against New Zealand. He scored a beautiful, almost a 55, 56 ball 100 or 60 ball 100 against New Zealand at Ahmedabad, and he was absolutely flawless. He's had great IPLs. 800-900 रन उन्होंने बनाए हैं.
By the way, no handshakes, huh? Like toss में कोई handshake हुआ नहीं.
नहीं हुआ.
So I guess I hope Pakistan has accepted कि भैया this is how
So India has won the toss and have chosen to field.
Okay, chosen to field. Okay. So India has chosen to field, which means
Because Sky has said that there is a lot of dew. They found out at training. Bumrah and Varun are back in the 11.
Okay, interesting.
And Akshar is playing.
We still don't know. I'll keep you posted.
That is what I'm trying to see. Who is acing?
I hope Suryakumar Yadav is not going to bat at number 11 in the match, like in the match against UAE.
No, he won't do that. A Singh is Arshdeep Singh.
Arshdeep Singh, yeah.
Arshdeep is playing, is it?
No.
Must not be playing, right? We're playing with.
I'm trying to look at Moulin's.
Boom and Hardik and Shivam.
Yeah. Bumrah and Varun are back.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is there was no.
Arshdeep, Jitesh, Rinku, Arshdeep, and Harshit are not playing. So yeah, everyone's playing.
They might end up not playing.
Yeah, the same 11 as the first.
Same 11
as the first two games.
Yeah.
Harshit might end up playing now in the Test match against West Indies, for all you know. Straight away.
No, but there is Prasid and Siraj, na.
Prasid and Siraj are there.
Prasid and Siraj, I don't know.
Straight. No, there is nothing.
You don't need a third fast bowler. Yeah, you don't need a third fast bowler. Yeah, correct.
And then you'll have NKR also if required.
You'll have a Jaddu playing there.
NKR as well.
NKR, I don't know. NKR,
Pakistan.
NKR, I don't think he featured in the A series. Did he play in the?
Not fit. He was not fit.
Not fit, right? But he was named in the squad.
No.
But not fit. Yeah, that's what sources were telling me. तो उसका नाम क्यों डाला है फिर? So
पाकिस्तान से कौन खेल रहा है मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. Are there any changes?
Pakistan से two changes. Fahim and Talat are in for Nawaz and Khushdil. So Fahim Ashraf is going to play. So there is more for India to get riled up about. And there is
who's the other one? Who's the other one?
Hussain Talat.
Hussain Talat. Oh.
So he's a bit like Shivam Dube only, bats and bowls a bit of medium pace.
It's basically IPL versus PSL.
T20 cricket तो वही होगा ना.
वही तो.
Okay, so fine. So Hassan Nawaz has been dropped, not Mohammad Nawaz, because Mohammad Nawaz, according to Mike Hassan, is the best spinner in the world. So he's not been dropped. So that's it for now. Final round from all three. Who's winning? Starting with you, Avijit. Who's winning?
As I said earlier, I expect a tighter match, but India should prevail.
Gigi? India should win this comfortably. I mean, again, I hope I'm proved wrong and it's an exciting game and some kind of competitive game. But India should be winning this comfortably.
And final word with you, Didi.
India quite easily. Easy.
Okay. So there is near unanimity amongst panelists that India is winning this contest. What do you think about this contest? Like, share, subscribe, and comment on our videos, and keep logging on to TOI Digital every day to look at us chatting every day and be part of the conversation. Thanks a lot for today. Please join us tomorrow. Till then, take good care of yourselves. It's goodbye and God bless from all of us.